Hi guys, welcome to my channel. And now I can do sound, and I give thanks to DJ Rickmo for delivering this mic to me. So now I can be able to do clean tutorials for you guys. So you can send your questions and I will be able to do them without any confusion. So let's just start and I show you how I did it. So this is what we are going to do. So we started with a foreside to build the base of the art. So I open that foreside and then made it editable, and then adjust the points, then scale it up, then scale it to the sides. So I scaled both sides like that, and then resized it to form the art. So made that soft interpolation. So this enabled me to be able to control those points. So you can just adjust that like that. So holding shift, you adjust the single points, and then you go to the side view, and then you can now see. You just make sure hold shift and then holding shift, and then adjust that point to be in the same height as the other one, and then you have your hat. So you drop it into an extrude knob and then name it. Just to be organized, you add caps and fillets. Then I added 2 steps. Then put text. So adjusted the anchor point of the heart to center, so that if I add more things into the scene and then everything is centered, to zero out the anchor points. Make sure everything is at 0. So I made the text to be centered, and then I adjust the height. So I'm looking for a font that can work. So I'm just trying a couple of fonts that would work with this project. So I'm just trying random fonts, see which one works best. So I found the font that works like that. So I'm making the card background. So just made a rectangle spline and then rounded the edges and then add it into a extrude knob, and then now I'm just adjusting it to fit my need, and then reduce the height and the width. So I'm adding a material to the heart to distinguish between the background and the foreground. So then still give it duplicated material so that I have those ones up there and the one at the bottom. So put them in a cloner, and then went with the grid array. adjusted their position, but there's one problem here. For a card, the lower ones should be facing upside down. So I was trying to figure out how this can be done without having to duplicate so many of them. Then I realized with the cloner that is not possible. So so I went to I added the diamond into a sweep knob, then with the 4 sides still, then I picked adjusted it. I'm adjusting it to fit. So these values can be how you feel it, but that's just how I decided I wanted to do it. So I'm adding a step effector with a scale, with only scale, uniform scaling. So guys, you see I'm doing a uniform scaling and then creating a material. So first I'm saving this project, so just saved it. So just called it card animation, stuff like that. So then I making a material. So I'm still figuring out how to make that. So I decided to put it inside a symmetry, and then I flip that to XY. So then I have one side upside down, the other one right side up. This is what I wanted because most cards will look like that. So I tried rendering with a RAM preview, with a with a ambient occlusion. See how it will look. I'm trying to adjust it to see. You can adjust it the way you want. I just want to see how it will look if you just different sizes. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. And by the way, this is not something I did back then. I just started doing it and recording the tutorial at the same time to see how there's nothing, and there's no reference, it's not like I had already known what I'm going to do to achieve a certain setting, but I'm just working with guesswork here because I'm still learning. So I wanted to learn while recording it so that when I want to do the same effect some other time, I can refer to my tutorial and see if I still remember it. So I'm still a student and still learning how to do these things, so I decided to learn with you guys. So here I created a material. So then applied a multi-shader. So with the multi-shader you can texture different instances of a clone using one texture. So like this red material, you can use one material with different colors, like this one has a black and red. You can use it to texture these 3 things. So we just changing the colors. So you see now I have one material that has three colors, 2 blacks and 1 red. So that's why if you check there, you'll see you have 2 blacks and 1 red. So if I add another color, and then you'll give it a color, and then I turn it red, So now I have 4 of those, so that is how it looks. So then I continue adjusting several colors. So for this I just copied the reflection and then just pasted it on there, and then apply this to the heart. So this is how it looks. Now there's no ambient, there's nothing to reflect, so you wouldn't see the reflection that much. So I adjusted the extrude of the extrude knob from 20 to something that is not so thick. So to duplicate textures, you can alt click and drag, or just copy paste. So let's give it a red color. But this I might actually change it in future to color that matches, that creates some sort of contrast to something like that. So for white, that's how it looks. So if I do white and then red, that's how it looks. So I'm just trying different colors to see. Like I told you, I'm still learning this software. It's been a while before I post something. I'm kind of rusty on it, so I'm just trying to learn a few things. So I'm still figuring out. So for text, there is options here on color that you can use. So you can give it, you can play a text and then tell it which region, if it's, you want to apply it on caps or you want to apply it on the rounding. So there's rounding 1 for front and then rounding 2 for the back. So for this one, you see I applied the red on the text and then the rounding of white, so which is rounding 1, like that. Then I also want to apply the same on the heart, where I have the red on the main heart and then a rounding on maybe, yeah. So I applied 2 textures on one object and then tell one to be on the rounding 1. So that's why you see it's rounding on the caps and fillets. So yeah, something like that. So you can apply several textures on a extrude knob or more text, and apply it to several caps and fillets that you've applied to the text. So let's continue. So if you render it, this is how it looks. So you just want to have a different side, maybe let it touch a little, intersect a little, sorry. So just move it. So you do a render of that, that's how it looks. So as we continue, so it's needed to add a look for some HDRI, import it, put a sphere, and then you apply it on the sphere, then to get that reflection. So if you compare these two, so if you compare these, there's a big difference. So I just wanted to soften the fillets for that more text, and then that's how it looks. So now you see the HDRI image is still on. You can apply a compositing tag and tell it to not be seen by camera, the way I did it back there. So yeah, like that. So I'm just adjusting it. So now you can see it has a nice reflection. I've not used any lights yet. I'm still just using the environment, the HDRI that I applied on the sphere that you're seeing up there. So just added one light to see how it will look with the light. So with the light, and I deleted it immediately. So yeah, so most of my scenes I hardly use light. I'm still not perfect in using those lights. Sometimes it blows out my colors, so I've not mastered how to use the colors, the lights. So I'm just applying a background and giving it a color. Maybe I'll give it a blue color or something like that. Maybe let me just give it something blue, a darker blue. And these colors might actually change, so it's not so now I'm just adding some more elements to it. I want to apply add a sphere and give it a vibrate. So I want the sphere to just move around like that, but then I put it inside a cloner. I want to put it inside a clone and see if it can inherit the properties of the vibrate. So put it inside a cloner, give it a random effector, and then see if it can actually do what the vibrate was doing. But then I don't think if this is going to work. Let me just see. Let's move it back a little so that it doesn't intersect, so it doesn't work. So put it on the cloner, and then every other thing is shaking around. So I don't know if anyone knows how to use this on then it would be nice if you let me know how you can do that. So I just applied a tag, simulation tag, and then went to apply to children. Then just changed a few things. So still the vibrate disappointed me, didn't work. So yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out how to make these spheres move without actually having to keyframe some of these properties. So set initial state, and then applied my multi-shader. See, now it's one texture that has red, green, red and black. So went to scale, reduce the scale, but because I think it doesn't work until you clear that. Yeah, you need to clear initial state. So now it works. So I wanted it to do something like that, but then without keying the frames. So I went to the shader, and then I put noise. No, fall off. Then I put noise. But then this noise doesn't work. For some reason, I don't know why. So then I tried to figure out how to make this noise work, increase the animation, nothing. But then when I went to random, I tried to figure out how this can work. I'm trying to figure out how is this how is this possible, how is this going to work. So still doesn't work. So I added a collider body to the card, still doesn't work. Then I'm just trying to touch several things to see if it works. If I remove the follow position and follow rotation, things just fall down. I don't know what's going on. So let me see. Fall off. Let me see. What is this? Yeah, animation speed. Looks like something is happening, but let me see. Increase that. Nothing. Do that. Nothing. Let me see. Nothing. Offset frames. Yes, that's it. So I offset frames, and then something actually happens now. Yeah, that was it. So I offset frames to 2 seconds. It's too fast. So I reduced the animation speed. So I'm still reducing the animation speed to see if it can actually be slower, and also the sizes. So and then I want to just put it like 0.2, and then then reduce all these other ones to 20%, and then still moving too fast. So I went back to random, then went to parameter fall off, and then reduced. Just check it on render and see how it works. Went to just increase the size. I'm just trying few things here, see which one works and which one doesn't work. I'm not even sure which one can work and which one doesn't, so just trying. But once you try and then you figure how this works and this doesn't work, you stick to it, you don't change. So still trying out, so still figuring out which one doesn't. So just set that to initial state, so it starts from there. So I think I like this, so hide that. I think I like it, but then I told you I would change some of these colors. I just want to figure out which colors work best and which ones doesn't work. So I'm just trying different colors and see if they can work. So I'm going to do I'm just going to try that and see. So if I put that on render, I think that works because the background is white, but then still will change things as we move on. So yeah, so we're still going on, so we'll just see how. So now I want to see a way of animating it, like you've seen in the video. So just added a camera and then zoomed it in, and then I want to zoom out while it animates. So added fracture and then group things that I want to affect using a plane effector and MoGraph effectors. So I don't want it to affect XY, I just want it to affect Z position Z, depth. So I want it to start from way out of range, like way out, and then settle back with an animation. So for that you don't need to keyframe any of this, you just need to keyframe the position. You just go to fall off and then use a linear fall off. So with the linear fall off you can control the position of the fall off, the position of the whole plane effector. So like that. So I want you to move it from left to right, but it should bring back my, like that. So that's the only thing I'm animating, like 2 keyframes, and then I can control the rotation and scale from the parameters. So just I'm animating X position from left to right, so it does that, but it's too fast. So let's adjust the keyframes. So I just do that like that. So I just don't want to animate way outside the box. I just want it to contain where the effect is, to be contained where the effect is. So I'm just adjusting that and setting a keyframe. So so it just comes and settles, but it's still too rough. So I needed to add actually had a rotation. I want it to rotate on the not Z but the X. That's RH, yes. So rotation H, rotation P, and then rotation. So I want it to only go like 180, like that. So select the fracture, add a delay. So on the delay, it makes it more smoother. So I'll go to that and then increase it by, so I think I should increase it more, once more, but I'll come back to that later. So also go to the heart and then also give it a fracture. I'll duplicate the plane effectors. And then just adjust them. So I just did one animation, just duplicating them, you see. So then maybe give it a different delay effector instead. So I'm just giving it a different delay effector, and then you just do that. Yeah. So this is how I animate most of my things, like a lot of the things. If not camera animation, this is how I animate text, I animate shapes, I animate almost everything. So the same to the text, I just duplicate the plane effector, rename it to text plane effector or something like that, so that you know what you're tweaking. So you might be tweaking a plane effector that affects another element, and you thinking it affects the text. So you have, but then it's not completely affecting, it's not completely changing the text, but then I need to just adjust. To select it and then adjust the last keyframe. So I'm just adjusting things to see how it works. So just go to the last keyframe and then just move it further right. Yeah, this is what I was telling you. Yeah, further right. So then I need to add a delay effector on that. So just pause. Yeah, so you can add and just adjust that a little. Yeah. So I'm just just like I said, just trying to figure out things. I'm not like perfectly conversant with this, so I'm just trying to animate the camera and see. So I zoom in and then set key, and then just zoom out and then set another key, and then just do that. So this is what I was going for, but could not be perfect, but something like that. I just need to smooth down a few things on the timeline. So actually just need to do that, and then go to the dope sheet. Not curve, but sheet. So if you go to the dope sheet, then you just make them linear so that they can just come smooth, and yeah. So I have everything set up, rotation is okay. So I just needed to yes. So the one thing I need to add is a delay effector on the text. So I'm just adjusting things and updating the keyframes to see how it will look. So I've seen the text is dropping faster than the, yeah, so something like that. So just trying, this could not look like the final result, but probably some adjustments are going to be made behind the scene that you might not see. So if you have any questions, just ask, and don't forget to subscribe. And one of my subscribers donated this mic, that's why my first, not my first, but at least I have an audio now. I can now talk to you guys and hear my voice, and also hear how I'm explaining these things. So I'm just adjusting few things. Just added a plane effector to the text, and also adjusting some of the delay effectors on these other ones. So I tried spring, see how it works. Just trying few things. Like I said, I am not perfect at this. I'm just trying what works, see what does not work. And for me not to forget, I record these tutorials, and after recording these tutorials, I just decided to share it with you guys so that you can also learn one or two things. If you already know this, then good for you, man or lady. So if this was helpful, just subscribe, click the like button, and thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, and if you have any question on Cinema 4D or After Effects, just give me a link. If you have some jobs you want done, just also tell me. Thank you for watching.